of all of us. Fear of being judged by those around you, fear of failing at this business, fear of sending friend requests because what will they think of you? Fear of inviting people to join you because what if they think you're selling? Fear of showing up as your true, authentic self because what if they don't like you? But the thing about fear is that it's selfish. Fear makes it all about you. What will they think of you? What will happen to you? And our business? Our business is about helping others. So let's take the fear out of it. Think instead about the fact that you have a gift. Something that could absolutely change your life, but also something that could change so many others. In this business, you have to let go of that fear of failing or what people will think of you, because let me tell you, worst case scenario, if you don't. Most people think worst case scenario is that you start this, you get some haters, you get some no's, you feel like it's hard, you're not helping 3 people a month, and you're like, I'm gonna quit. So I'm out the money that I signed up with, a little bit of time, fine, I'll go back to the life that I was living before Beachbody. That is an option, but let's be honest, I mean, you're here in this room because you want more for your life, but you could go back to the life before Beachbody, but worst case scenario is actually so much worse than that. Worst case scenario is you could have been amazing at this, and you wouldn't know because you gave up too soon. For example, for me, my worst case scenario, I could have gone back if when my dad and grandparents had totally thought I was crazy for leaving my secure corporate job to do this weird fitness thing, or when I let all those people in the beginning that were judging me and hating on me, or the thousands of no's that I've gotten over the years, or my own doubts and insecurities. If I would have let that get in my way and I would have quit, I could go back to climbing the corporate ladder. I could go back to living in a body that I hated. I could go back to stopping dreaming, living paycheck to paycheck. That was an option. Sounds awful and super scary. But even scarier than that is I would be missing out on the life that I get to live today. The life that has allowed me to be debt-free, to fire my boss, to bring my husband home, to be stay-at-home parents with our little girl, to live 6 months out here in Arizona and 6 months in Oregon simply because we can, knowing that I matter and I'm making a difference. So worst case scenario is not that you go back to the life that you were living before Beachbody. Worst case scenario is I would be missing out on the life that I'm living now that was waiting for me on the other side of fear. And I promise you, there is a life waiting for you on the other side of your fear too.
So have you guys ever heard the saying, fake it till you make it? Who's heard that saying? Right? We hear it a lot. So we want you to think, instead of thinking about that, we want you to think about fake it till you make it. Who likes the sound of that? All better. Yeah. So, woo, yes. Energy. All right. The reason why we want you to think about faking it till you make it is because we don't want you to fake who you are and think you have to be somebody else to be successful. That's not true. Feeling fake doesn't feel good. It feels inauthentic. It feels slimy, and nobody wants to do that. So I want you to start thinking right now, start brainstorming some experiences that you have had in your life that have shaped you into who you are today. We've all had those experiences. It could be something as basic as like leaving home for the first time, living in your first home for the first time, making a dish for the first time that you've never tried. Like it really can be any experience, new experience you're having. Or something as intense of overcoming a disease or losing a loved one or going through a divorce, because we go through those big things as well. That's life. Either way, every single moment of every single day is shaping you into the person who you are today and who you are becoming. So you don't have to wait to become that person to think that you need to be successful and that you think you need to be an expert to share about who you are and what you've been through. If we sat around a table long enough, like this group right here, we all sat around a table long enough and we chatted, we would find things that we all had in common. How many times, who has heard something so far that she said you can relate to? Just from the little tidbit that she shared. Me too. And that's what you do on your social media. You're sharing your experiences because this makes you're an expert on yourself. Like, who knows you better than yourself? Nobody. So by doing that, you're going to be showing people that you're human and that they can do what you're doing too. So that's all you're doing, is you're sharing your life with these friends that you just haven't met yet. Oh, that's me too. So, all right, so stepping into your power. So, who wants people banging down your door to join your challenge groups and to be on your team? Right, who doesn't want that, right? I mean, that would be great, even I want that. And these things that we're sharing with you today, this is going to help you step into your power, to really step into who you are and to what is going to make you successful. So, these things that you're sharing, these things, like Ashley said, they build trust. And they're going to show people that, like, well, if this chick is doing these things and she's been through these things and she's experiencing these things, then why can't I do it? And I just want to share something, like, remember I said, like, normal everyday things, you know, I'm pregnant. And I'm not the first person to ever in the world to be pregnant, but in my world, it's a new experience. It's taking over my world. So of course, I'm going to share about the experience the best way I know how, which is just how it is, what I'm going through. And I'm also looking for other people who are first-time moms or just went through pregnancy to connect to and learn from. So if I'm looking for people like that, then of course other people are looking for people like that. And all I'm doing is turning around and paying it forward and sharing what I'm going through. And by doing that, I'm adding value to people's lives. Even just by sharing just normal everyday things, because they're realizing, like, oh, I'm normal, like, I'm feeling that too, and I'm going through that too, okay. And then when they see me drinking that crazy yellow drink every day and doing those workouts and see me, like, not putting on too much weight and being able to function, and they're wanting to know, what are you doing, what are you drinking, what are you eating, what are those workouts? And they're going to see me as an expert in other things that they would like to do too, not just pregnancy. Do you guys see how that works? Yeah.
Okay, yes, you're going to share your everyday, your highs, your lows. It's very easy to share the highs. We want you to share the lows of your everyday, but we also want to encourage you to go a step deeper than that. For so many years, I lived my life, and probably several of you live your life according to other people's opinions, right? But the thing about that is people are judging us right now anyway. They're just judging an inaccurate version of us because we're just putting out a glossed over, dumbed down version of us, afraid of showing up as our true selves in the world. So we gotta let people see us. And we all have these skeletons in our closet. We like to call them shame gremlins, but they're the things that have happened to us that have shaped who we are. But they're also the things that we're most afraid of putting out into the universe because they're scary and we feel shame over them. Things like eating disorders, sobriety, addiction struggles, depression, mental illness, infertility, or whatever. But they just have power over us because we're keeping them locked up inside. We're not sharing them with anybody. And so if you've ever seen the movie Gremlins, you know that they can't survive the light. So if you just start shining the light on them, they lose a little bit of power over you. And then you keep shining that light, and eventually you don't keep them locked up in your closet anymore. You bring them right out into your front room because they don't have power over you, and you have now owned it as a part of your story. And these are the things that people that are watching you right now are dealing with too. I mean, it feels so good to hear somebody else talk about that they were depressed. But when we talk about, I mean, if that's what you struggle with, or your sobriety, but when we talk about it, we feel like ashamed, but someone else is brave. Be that brave person. Because when you share those things, you connect with people on a different level. You build trust with your followers, and they also feel so grateful to you that you are sharing something that they're struggling with and feeling so vulnerable and ashamed of as well. And when you can connect with people on that level, those people become your tribe. Now, we're not saying that you go out on social media and you like spew all this negative stuff. You do have to share it in a way that spins it to win it. So we're going to share with you a few examples of many ways that we've shared our gremlins to kind of give you an idea of what we mean.
So have you guys ever seen somebody share something and think, wow, they're so brave, I can't believe they're talking about that publicly? Anybody? Yeah. I know I have, and I know I've felt that way too. And I guarantee you they felt that way as well. And so I want to share an example of something that I used to talk about maybe once a year and at a very surface level because I didn't want to create controversy. I thought it might impede on my success, all these limiting beliefs that people have, and that is my sobriety. And this is my before and after 10-year sobriety photo that I shared recently. And I told my story, and then I also shared a little bit of, created some awareness around mental illness, which is not something that I've ever done before, and the disease of alcoholism, which a lot of people don't agree with. And it's not about having the popular opinion. It's about sharing how I truly feel about what's something that I've lived with my entire life. And by doing that, I felt more free. And I got a lot of people reaching out to me saying, thank you so much, thank you so much. You know, this really made me feel good, and asking for help. And that's what it's all about. And then I wanted to share another example of something that I shared that is the same topic, because I get the question like, well, how often do I share about it? How do I share about it? You know, and it's not that like black and white. There's a big gray area. And you don't always have to like spill your guts. It doesn't always have to be this emotional post that like exhausts you. I was in Greece before a top 10 trip, and I had this moment of gratitude, and I was on vacation, but I had to post to my social, and I didn't want to make this whole long drawn out thing about it, so I just got really direct, to the point, you know, about how I was feeling, and it still had a huge impact. It still got my point across, and it was just as impactful as if I would have shared a really long story.
So you've heard me now talk about my depression a couple times. Honestly, that was my biggest shame gremlin of all. Because it was something I thought about every day, how worthless I was, right? And that was the first shame gremlin that I shined my light on, and I buried it somewhere in a caption, and then I ran away, afraid, you know, what people would think. But instead of sending people running, my inbox was flooded with people saying, thank you so much, I'm doing the same thing, and it brought connection and built trust. And so I realized that helped me heal, it helped them heal, there's power there. So now when I feel shame over something, I know it's not mine to own. I don't have to own this shame gremlin. I'm going to shine my light. So this is another one. John and I were going, it was date night, but we went to couples counseling. And I was feeling like a little bit of shame, like, oh, our marriage is in trouble, but that's not mine to own. I'm not the only one who's ever gone to marriage counseling. So I put it out there, and at the time, it was my most liked and engaged on post because people crave real. The easy thing would be like, here's my highlight reel, date night, happy couple. The real thing is, here's my shame gremlin that goes with that. So another time we had a miscarriage, and I was really embarrassed and ashamed, and I knew, because of all the other shame gremlins I shine my light on, that I don't have to own it. I'm not the only one who's ever had a miscarriage, so I shine my light on it. And again, my inbox was flooded with people saying, thank you, you give me hope, I'm going through the same thing. And I just keep learning over and over again. It feels good for me, it feels good for them, and there is literally nothing that you've gone through that you could put out there that is so scary and so shameful that it won't be met with a chorus of people saying, me too.
So, what if I told you that when I first started, sharing on social media, that I was really insecure about all the fitness stuff that I was posting, because that is completely out of character for me. I got a big backlash from it. It was almost laughable, but I kept doing it. It was something I wanted to do. Or that I was only really confident in my leadership abilities up until about 2 years ago. And of course, the track record says something different, but that's how I felt. I felt insecure in my ability to lead my team. So those insecurities, could have held me back, but instead I leaned into them, and I let the fear and the doubt kind of like drive me. And I realized that if I was to like fake it and wait until I became who I needed to be successful, I wouldn't be standing here today. So I kind of just, leaned into those fears, leaned into those insecurities, and shared my experiences, and I built my business as I grew as a person. These insecurities are opportunities to teach other people that it's not that bad, and that it's not that scary, and that you can help a lot of people. And it also made me realize that all of the things that happened in my life happened for me, not to me, and that they were opportunities to also share it with people, that we all go through these things, and as I go through messes in my life, it helps me make sense of it all, because I get to share them with people and show people that it's not that bad, and that we can handle it. There's thousands of Beachbody coaches and thousands of people on Instagram trying to make it big as Instagram celebrities or whatever, and fitness accounts where everybody looks the same. And who's ever looked at their Explore page and you see that picture that everybody's doing now, and you're like, roll your eyes, because you're like, oh my God, like again? And you're wondering, like, how do I set myself apart? Well, it's your message is going to set you apart. It's what you're saying, what's coming out of your really smart brain and your awesome heart that's going to share with people, opportunities and messages and experiences that can change their life. And when you're giving yourself a space to be yourself, you're also giving them a space to be themselves too. And that is truly stepping into your power.
I feel like when I first started doing personal development, this kind of stuff scared me to be like, well, I don't even actually know who I really am because I've been hiding myself for so long. But I think that the reason we're so hard on ourselves at the beginning and we let fear get the best of us a lot is because we are our harshest critics of all. We've been telling ourselves these stories for years about how we're not good enough, or we can't inspire anybody, or we can't lose weight, or we failed at everything in the past, so we're going to fail at this too. But those are not facts. Those are just stories that you told yourself for so long and for so often that you believe them to be true. But we want you to start reframing your brain, because your mind is the most powerful thing that you own, and you have to be careful the way that you speak to yourself, because you are always listening and you are learning from yourself. So the next time that you're home and you're about to sit down to your power hour, instead of thinking, I don't want to send that message, what will they think? I don't want to send that invite because they might think I'm selling to them, or I turn them off, or any of those negative stories you've been telling yourself. We want you to think instead about the fact that you are worthy. So put these affirmations up. I am worthy. People are lucky to be on my team. I am an amazing coach. I'm financially free. I'm in my full body. Whatever that is for you. I remember, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago, I was at a Super Sunday in Portland, and Amy spoke. And she said, I remember back when I was a team of one, it was just me, I used to act like I could sell out a stadium. That's faking it till you make it, and it was then that I was like, that's who I need to channel. I could sell out a stadium. You could sell out stadiums. So start reframing those thoughts. Put affirmations everywhere. And in the beginning, it's probably going to feel a little bit silly. You might feel like you're lying to yourself. But the truth is that the life you're currently living, the one that is less than you deserve because you're holding yourself back with those thoughts, that life is the lie. And these affirmations will get you back to your truth.
My favorite affirmation is, everything I need is within me now. And I think it goes really great with this training if you need one. So, have you guys ever heard coaches say, and then I went all in with my business and it exploded? And you're like, what does that even mean? So, what that means, you guys, at least to me, is that they started going all in with themselves. And when you go all in with you, you are in all actuality going all in with your business. And so if your business is not where you want it to be, it's because you probably haven't really truly stepped into who you really are and been really just open and honest about that. So remember earlier when I said, think about an experience that, shaped you to the person you are today that maybe you haven't really shared. Take out a pen and paper. I want to see everybody writing, and I want you to write it down. If you haven't already, write it down. And then in between this training and the next one, or later on today, we want you to take to your social media, because if you don't get into action, you're not going to be training yourself. You're not going to be teaching yourself how to do this. And we want you to write out a story and share something about it, about yourself that you haven't shared yet. And we want you to hashtag it. Write this down. Hashtag faith it to freedom. Okay, faith it to freedom. And then I want you guys to all go and love on each other's posts, and we're going to go love on them too and read your stories. And you're going to step out into the light and share those shame gremlins.
And it's going to be scary, but it's going to feel so good. Yes. All right, I'm going to take you guys back on a little story. So 12 years ago, I was in college. I took a job selling books door to door. They don't tell you, you don't have a place to live. They say, you're going to Detroit, Michigan. And then you go to this little suburb. I was in Northrop. And then you have to find a place to live. So I knocked on doors to find a place to live. Someone says, sure, you can live here for the summer. And then Monday through Saturday, I literally went and knocked on doors from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. selling books out of a bag after the internet was invented. So it was really hard. And I found myself every single day sitting in my car crying, feeling like, what if people are mean to me? What if I'm bothering people? What if I work really, really hard this summer and I fail and like nobody buys anything? And I'm just out here for no good reason. But they had a motto in that company, and I take it with me in everything in my life, but it's perfect for this business. And the motto is, the answer lies behind the next door. Because the only way to ensure failure is to continue sitting in that car crying. I'm definitely not going to build my business that way. I'm definitely not going to sell any books that way. So, be kind, get myself together, the answer lies behind the next door, because I never knew when I would knock on a door and on the other side of it would be a mom who needed everything in my bag, and not only that, but she was super connected to the community, and she knew friends that needed things in my bag. You never know who's on the other side of that message. Amy and I both signed up as Beachbody coaches, 100% for the discount. Never wanting to work the business. Things have definitely changed. But you never know who's on the other side of that message. But what you do know is that you will never find an Amy or an Ashley or any other rock star coach that's going to change your life as you are changing theirs if you sit there and you don't send it. So remember, the next time you're paralyzed by fear, think the answer lies behind the next message.
I'm sure you guys put together that those doors are invites. Yeah. It's kind of obvious because, you never know who's going to be behind that next invite. And you stepping into your power means that you being that one person is going to change the lives of many. And leadership is the power of one, harnessing the power of many. And I realized when I was a newer coach that if I was ever going to be successful, that I had to make other people's goals my priority, and helping other people be successful my priority, and helping, other people see the value and share the value that I had to give them in order to be successful. And first and foremost, we had to believe in ourselves. And you know how you guys exercise because you can't help other people if you don't take care of yourself? You can't believe in other people if you don't believe in yourself either. And Summit is themed Believe in You. And so I really want you to practice that over this weekend, is really believing in your abilities and that you can change lives and build teams all over the US, Canada, and the UK like we have.
So where will you be 5 years from now? Because if you change nothing, then nothing changes. And if we were to tell you that 5 years from now, you are going to be in the exact same life and circumstances that you're in today, would you feel happy with that? Because I know I would, and we love our lives today, but I don't want to be the exact same Ashley. I want to continue to push my limits and push my boundaries. Like, I still am terrified to speak on stage, but that's a limiting belief. I'm going to continue growing, and you can do the same thing. You have to do something about it. 5 years ago, I was broke, depressed, hated my body, thought the world would be better if I were not in it, thought I brought everybody down. I had no worth, I didn't feel any value, and today I stand on stage, somebody who is free, physically, financially, emotionally free, who knows that she matters, knows that because I was courageous enough to change my life, I've been able to help change thousands of others. I get to live every single day exactly as I wanted. And I'll continue growing, and I'll continue evolving. But there's not a single 90-year-old who's on their deathbed who looks back and is like, I wish I just would have played it a little safer. Or I wish I was just a little harder on myself. At the end of your life, you want to make sure that you lived it on your terms, based on what you want, not based on your insecurities, and definitely not based on the opinions of those around you.
It's interesting because when she wrote this up, I was like, she didn't even know, but my biggest fear, sometimes you can use fear to drive you, is to be at the end of my life and look back and have nothing but regrets and think, wow, what if I would have pursued that thing? How different would my life would be? So that really does drive me. And when I ask coaches, what is your vision for 5 years from now? And they say, I don't know, I'm just living for today, I'm just doing my thing. I'm just like, I get really scared because being a visionary is really a big part of what we do as coaches, and knowing where we're going so that we can help lead other people there too. So if you haven't written down your 5-year vision or plan for yourself, after you do your post, then I want you to go and I want you to write out your vision. Everything you could have, if money was no object and time was no object. Because the girl that you saw up there, the girl who lived her life according to what people thought of her, the girl who struggled with self-confidence from day to day, the girl who had to learn to overcome her limiting beliefs, she had to shine the light on her shame gremlins and her insecurities in order to get where she is today. And we wouldn't be standing here telling you guys to do this if we didn't do it before you first. And we're still alive, and it didn't kill us, and we're actually doing really well, and we feel awesome. And so we wouldn't tell you to do it if it was going to hurt you. Okay, so we need you to trust us and to go out and to do it and to try it and to keep going and to keep trying it.
And if you do these things, if you faith it till you make it, you get over and push past your fear, you shine the light, and you show up as your true, authentic self, we know with 100% certainty you can have everything that you want in this business, in your life. And we cannot wait to sit in the audience one day while you get to share your story on stage. Thank you so much.